dramatic, but your breathing triangle problem has got you trapped. And once you're freed, you're going to be able to live the life that you're missing out on. Now, this can simply mean experiencing the true pleasure of breathing freely. It will mean better sleep and more energy. And the worry of this problem any more affecting your life is going to be gone. Because in almost every case, when Advent has solved a breathing triangle problem, it's a one and done. Because we're not in the business of delivering Band-Aids. We want to fix your nasal breathing problem for good. We don't want you to be a lifelong patient. We want you to be our next success story.
Isn't it time you break free from that cage? Take the next step. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com.
Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
Breaking news as it happens. Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 11:01. I'm Greg Matzek. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Tuesday, March 25th. Your top story, new body camera footage of an officer-involved shooting.
I'm Jessica Tighe. Fallout from a group chat fail.
Mixture of sun and clouds today, a high of 46. Pretty nice day. Tonight, mostly clear. Frost at a low of 28. 38 and sunny in Milwaukee. At 11:01 from the WTMJ Breaking Newsroom in Milwaukee.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired!
Milwaukee police released the body camera footage from an officer-involved shooting in early March that left one person dead. Officers responded to an afternoon call of two people trying to enter a business near 32nd and Villard on Milwaukee's northwest side. They located the suspects later near 37th and Lancaster along the train tracks. After failing to obey police commands to drop their weapon, an officer fired and killed a 41-year-old man. A 34-year-old man was arrested and treated for injuries.
The Trump administration is facing sharp criticism this morning after a journalist was added to a group chat about upcoming military strikes in Yemen.
The group chat, hours before the March 15th attack, was bad enough, says Virginia Democratic Senator Mark Warner. But the fact that the Atlantic magazine's editor-in-chief was included is beyond comprehension.
I think this is one more example of the kind of sloppy, careless, incompetent behavior, particularly towards classified information.
CIA Director John Ratcliffe disagreed.
The use of signal message end-to-end encryption applications is permissible and was, in this case, used permissibly, at least to my understanding.
Some senators are calling for resignations or firings. Lindy Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
Meanwhile, the Trump administration is now arguing that it should not have to hand over any more information in the legal fights over flights carrying people being deported.
In a series of sworn affidavits filed overnight, top cabinet officials in the Trump administration argued that providing any additional information about last week's deportation flights under the Alien Enemies Act would endanger the country's national security and complicate international negotiations. The Trump administration is against the deadline today to prove why it didn't violate a federal judge's order last week when it removed more than 200 migrants to El Salvador, despite a judge ordering they be returned to the United States. Peter Haralambous, ABC News, New York.
Today is Medal of Honor Day, a day recognizing the United States Armed Forces' highest military decoration. Just in time, a new museum is opening in Arlington, Texas. President and CEO of the National Medal of Honor Museum, Chris Cassidy, on WTMJ.
It's inspirational, I think, for others. I mean, clearly the meaning recipients, and they all say that it's harder to wear than it is to earn, because there's like this sense of, well, how come I'm getting it? And the guys that didn't come back had just as much valor on the battlefield as I did.
Criteria for giving the Medal of Honor is an act in the battlefield witnessed by at least two people. The award can sometimes take years to get approved.
Well, the Brewers open the regular season this Thursday against the Yankees in New York. WTMJ meteorologist Craig Copleen with a peek at the weather.
Brewers, when they open in New York, it looks fantastic. So Thursday, sunny, about 50. Friday, partly sunny, mid-50s. So, yeah, it looks like they'll get opening day in New York without any problem. They won't need to push it back a day.
Coverage of Thursday's game begins with Brewers warm-up at 1 o'clock. Opening day in Milwaukee scheduled for Monday of next week. Time for news about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Some mixed results here this morning with the Dow currently off about 45 points at 42,539. NASDAQ is up 50 points at 18,237. S&P 500 bouncing back and forth, currently 2.5 points or so in the green at 57.70. For sound financial advice from a fee-only fiduciary, it's Annex Wealth Management. Go to annexwealth.com and click on the Get Started button today.
Spring training is done. We're looking ahead to the season. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 11:05.
The Lifetime Door Free Garage Door Contest is almost over. Time is running out to win a brand new garage door from Lifetime Door. Absolutely free. This contest ends March 31st. Don't miss the chance to win a stunning, high-quality garage door that will boost your home's curb appeal and values. Entering is easy. Text GARAGE to the WTMJ Talk and Text line, or just go to WTMJ.com and the entry form is on the very front page. It's just that simple. For contest rules, visit our website, WTMJ.com.
This March, Heiser Automotive Group is putting the pedal to the metal with our Accelerate Your Refund sales and service event. Tax season is the best time to upgrade your ride or take care of your current vehicle. And we're making it easier than ever to turn your tax refund into turbocharged buying power. Accelerate into a newer used vehicle or get essential repairs and maintenance done. Plus, with Heiser's exclusive Safe and Sound program, you can buy and service with confidence, convenience, and peace of mind. Visit Heiser.com today.
See dealer for complete details.
Burkhardt Sporting Goods has a great reputation for producing custom team apparel. We're total team outfitters and we can handle the biggest jobs. Our success in custom team apparel led us into group and corporate apparel. Plus, we have a full selection of promotional products for employee gifts, special events, you name it. And we've made it easy for our customers to firm up their orders. The group sale web stores that we build for our customers are a simple way of gathering all the information you need. They're easy to work, easy to understand, and with them you'll have access to nearly limitless options. We've seen that most times we're better priced than our competition on the same high-quality apparel choices that the other guys offer. Plus Nike and Under Armour choices that the other guys can't get. And we offer a huge brand selection from Yeti, North Face, and Carhartt too. This is Brian Burkhart. For team, group, or corporate custom outfitting and promotional products, it's going to be really hard to beat our prices, selection, and ease of buying for any size budget and every size company. And that's why we always say, you can't beat Burkhart. New Berlin and Fox Point.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Spring training is over. Brewers finished the Cactus League season with a record of 16-14. Next up, New York for most of the team.
7 of our top 13 pitchers will not be going to New York. Well, there's 9 pitchers hurt, and maybe 2 of them will not be back for the season. But the other 7 will be back at some point, and that's what's crucial for us.
Brewers manager Pat Murphy. The regular season begins Thursday against the Yankees. And the Bucks wrap up a 5-game Western Conference road trip Wednesday night in Denver against the Nuggets. Milwaukee begins the day in 5th place in the Eastern Conference playoff race with 11 games to play.
Checking out the roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. Not bad. No big crashes to let you know about. We do have a few disabled vehicles out in the system. Doesn't seem to be causing many problems, though. The most recent one, 4145 north at Hampton Avenue. Right shoulder is blocked there due to a car that's broken down.
Well, pretty nice day today. Is mixture of sun and clouds and a high of 46 degrees. Clear tonight. Frost expected with a low of 28. Wednesday, partly cloudy and a high of 47. Back into the mid-50s on Thursday. Friday looks pretty warm, but there is a chance of showers and maybe some storms. And a high of 65. Saturday's high, 56. 39 degrees and sunny in Milwaukee at 11:09.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Matzek and Jessica Tighe.
Love to hear a good forecast for opening day. You always wonder, if you're opening in a city other than Milwaukee, what's it going to be like? Is there a roof, right? You get nervous about Detroit and Cincinnati and New York, where the Brewers opened last year as well against the Mets. This time it's the Yankees, but forecast looks good. There will be baseball.
And here's the thing. It doesn't matter for our game, for Monday, for the home opener. It doesn't matter because we've got the roof. But Isn't it nice when it's nice? Or at least it's not crummy for all the tailgating, because we like to tailgate here in Wisconsin.
You know there will be a game in Milwaukee. Might be a little chilly outside, but there will be a game in Milwaukee. You're never sure with the places that don't have a roof over their head. But looking good for New York on Thursday. Brewers taking the travel trip from Arizona to New York. Cross-country flight for the team as they wrap up the Cactus League. It's 11:10. Some stories that we're following here this morning.
And now it's time for 3 Big Things on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Number 1, reaction is pouring in from lawmakers to Trump's top official sharing secret war plans in a chat. A reporter for The Atlantic was accidentally included in a group message on the encrypted platform Signal. That message detailed U.S. plans to strike Houthi rebels in Yemen. High-ranking members of the Trump administration were on that group chat, people like Vice President J.D. Vance and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. The White House has been pushing back on these claims. The information shared on the chat was highly sensitive or classified, but Senator Mark Warner, the ranking member of the Senate Intelligence Committee, says it was a major oversight. Listen to Warner this morning. This is part of his opening statement during a worldwide threats hearing with Trump administration officials.
Putting aside for a moment that classified information should never be discussed over an unclassified system. It's also just mind-boggling to me that all these senior folks were on this line and nobody bothered to even check. Security Hygiene 101. Who are all the names? Who are they?
Yeah, don't you look at that sometimes, even if you're put on a big group chat message? Sometimes I know they're spam, but I look. I'm like, who else is on here?
Right, you just see a number, you don't see a name.
Sometimes it's just human nature to do that. Well, Warner also said these top officials need to be held accountable.
I can just say this. If this was the case of a military officer or an intelligence officer and they had this kind of behavior, they would be fired.
President Trump says he remains confident in his national security advisor, Mike Waltz. He says Waltz has learned a lesson and is a good man.
Number 2, preliminary assessments from the Costa Rican government suggest that the teenage son of former Yankees outfielder Brett Gardner died from a foodborne illness. So the Gardner family was visiting Costa Rica, a very popular destination around this time of year and really throughout the year, staying at a luxury resort when Miller Gardner got sick. Autopsy and toxicology reports still need to be completed. It's unclear exactly what caused Gardner to get sick, but everybody in the family had a little something. More from ABC's Trevor Alt.
Costa Rican government tells ABC News 14-year-old Miller Gardner appears to have died of asphyxiation after falling ill from possible food intoxication, an illness caused by bacteria, viruses, or parasites in food. The Gardner family says Miller died Friday morning after he and several other family members got sick on vacation.
In a statement, the hotel says it's cooperating fully with the investigation. Yeah, it's not clear. Was it something that he ate? Was it on the grounds of the resort? Was it, just something they encountered while they were on a hike, right? The setting of this beautiful resort is, it kind of totes that it's in the middle of a rainforest with beach access. Who knows, right? But a terrible situation, just an awful situation. The whole family gets sick, but 14-year-old Miller Gardner passes away.
So sad. One of my neighbors texted me last night, and she said, do you know where they were staying? Because her family just got back from Costa Rica, and she kind of came back with a little cold. But she was also saying there were a couple of people who looked like it could be the boys. Turns out it wasn't, but she was really curious. But yeah, wow. I mean, and to come back without a member of your family, that's just horrendous. Number 3, a Tesla task force. The FBI announced it's launching a new team to investigate who's targeting Tesla dealerships, cars, and charging stations. It will be comprised of counterterrorism agents. The attacks have become more common as anger grows against Elon Musk and his Doge efforts. ABC's Lionel Moise has the update.
The FBI is launching a task force now to investigate attacks on Tesla dealerships and cars. A new intelligence assessment cites lone offenders fueled by anger toward Elon Musk. Yesterday, police found incendiary devices at a dealer in Austin.
The FBI declined to say just how many agents are going to be on this new Tesla task force. It is urging the public right now to look out for signs of a possible attack on Tesla dealerships or Tesla-related entities. That includes people making threats about the company online.
11:14 on WTMJ. It's officially tax season. Mine are done. Jessica's a work in progress. And if you owe, have you thought about just punting on the whole idea? Apparently, some Americans are doing it.
Boggles my mind.
We'll check in with Jim Ryan. He's got the story after this.
We get it. You're on the go, and life gets in the way. Stay up to date on all things WTMJ with podcasts of every show. Available on WTMJ.com. And don't forget you can stream WTMJ online and watch your favorite WTMJ shows on YouTube. Every show, when you want it, no matter where you are. We are Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio 620 WTMJ.
Hey, we want to have some fun with you, and our friends at Palermo's are behind it. It's such a cool time of year, right, with the madness of March, certainly in high gear. Well, Palermo's and WTMJ working together. Here you go. If you're a basketball fan and you're into the madness, well, you can help celebrate with our friends at Palermo's. We're hosting a contest giveaway, and we want you to participate. And if you can guess who the remaining 4 teams will be, well, you could have a prize pack for you. How about this? 10 free Palermo's pizza coupons. That's nearly pizza for a year. Well, not in our family. We eat a lot of Palermo's pizza. But all you have to do is text pizza or go to the WTMJ Facebook page, and we'll get you all the contest details. It's right there. All you got to do is find the Palermo's login information here on our website at facebook.com and the WTMJ Facebook page. Enter the 4 teams you think will reach that final grouping. I think it's going to be Michigan State, Houston, and I've got a couple other teams, Auburn and Florida as well. Select your 4, and whoever's going to win will win 10 free Palermo's pizza coupons. There you go. Text the word pizza, and you'll get all the information sent back to your mobile device. Or check out the WTMJ Facebook page and help play Celebrate the Madness of March with Palermo's, Wisconsin's hometown pizza.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde for Excel Custom Decks. I'm the football guy, definitely not the outdoor home projects guy. So when it comes to things like deck building, Excel Custom Decks is the true go-to expert. Family owned and operated, Excel Custom Decks uses the finest materials and products and combines that with superior craftsmanship. If you want your outdoor area to shine this summer, contact Excel Custom Decks now. Whatever you dream up for that perfect deck, pergola, or outdoor kitchen, Rob and his family can build it. Excel Custom Decks, decking excellence by design. Visit excelcustomdecks.com today.
Your European experts at Fox World Travel are ramping up and busy as ever. With the trending spring and summer European travel season, Fox European experts mean you can maximize your time soaking up the warm weather, blooming flowers, and vibrant landscapes without worrying about your travel or missing a moment. Port hop along the Mediterranean with Viking or Princess, or design your own bucket list adventure with Insight Vacations. Visit us online or call 866-GO-FOX-GO. Your European immersion awaits.
Mid-40s today, a high of 46, we'll call it. A mixture of sun and clouds. Pretty nice day. Overnight low of 28. Tomorrow, back into the mid-40s. By Thursday, we should be back in the mid-50s, and rain is expected, but also warmer temperatures on Friday with a high of 65. 39 degrees and sunny in Milwaukee at 11:18. Well, it is tax season. If your friend or neighbor is an accountant, maybe want to drop off a care package. They're likely not getting a lot of sleep this time of year. Or maybe they are. My taxes are done. Refund, returned. I'm good to go. Jessica, yours a work in progress?
Yep, still working on it.
Okay, well, last time we checked in with Jim Ryan, a fine, loyal, tax-paying American, he said that his taxes were done, but increasingly, some are just deciding to roll the dice, not file at all.
This
Jim,
shocks me.
Jim, what are we looking at?
Yeah, well, that's true. I mean, if you look at the tax filing season last year compared to this year, Greg, we've the Internal Revenue Service, the Treasury Department, has taken in about 1.7% fewer returns this year as compared to last year at this point in the tax filing season. Deadline, by the way, is 3 weeks from today. That's April 15th. And so, yeah, fewer people are filing, and it's expected that by April 15th, so many people will have decided not to file that the Treasury will be $500 billion short. That's $500 billion in revenue that it didn't have before. $500 billion. Compared to that to the U.S. military budget, which is about $820 billion. And we're getting very close to some serious, serious money.
Are these people protesting, or are they gambling, just thinking they won't get caught due to the cuts at the IRS?
I think it's the latter. I don't know if they're protesting or not, and if they do that, they would do so fairly quietly. But these folks at least according to online conversations that the IRS has been watching, public conversations, an increasing number of people think that, Doge and Elon Musk, they've cut back so many employees, about 20,000 by the time it's over, that they probably took out a lot of auditors and tax preparation processors. So sure, maybe I just won't file this year because it's highly unlikely that I'm going to get flagged or audited. So it seems that a lot of people are deciding, as Greg said, to simply roll the dice, Jessica.
Words in sequence that I really like. There's no waiting in cosmetics, commonly heard at Walgreens when people are checking out and the line is very long. I also like audit risk low. Those words in sequence I really appreciate, but it doesn't mean I'm going to kick my taxes to the curb. In fact, if I'm going for the refund, which I typically do, I want to file early. I want to get that. These are people who are going to have to owe, Jim, right? I can't imagine anybody not doing their taxes if they're expecting a refund.
Well, I think you're right. And because if you decide not to file at all, then that refund essentially vanishes, right? The IRS is going to say, fine, well, we can garnish your wages potentially. We're going to take away that refund that you might have been due. We could put a lien against your property, and we could send you to jail. If there's fraudulent activity, if you decide simply not to file, or you file even worse, potentially a return that doesn't lay out the amount that you owe, or maybe you put in something, some fraudulent kind of exemption or something that allows you to get money back, that could be a real serious crime.
Wait, did I hear that number right? How much lost tax revenue are we talking about?
Well, $500 billion is the estimate right now. The Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, its goal has been to save about $2 trillion in wasteful spending, including at the IRS. That's why they've decided to lay so many people off over there. There are 90,000 people who work for the agency altogether, and about 20,000 are being let go as a part of the cost-cutting measures imposed by DOGE. But if there may be a side effect, this unintended consequence of people saying, great, well, if they're going to lay off everybody, if they're essentially closing down the IRS, why should I file a return at all?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, just skip it. Roll the dice.
Wow.
My only worry among this, Jim, is not for people who just choose not to do their taxes, right? If you want to do that and roll the dice, go for it. But I feel like that could, in turn, at some point, raise the audit risk for others. Maybe they go a little deeper into the auditing, and that if your audit risk is low today, it may not be tomorrow because, well, enough Americans are just deciding not to file.
Yeah, it'd be if fewer red herrings are coming down the river, then the chances of getting caught are reduced. But if more of you are out there not filing, if there are more red herrings, stick in a net and grab one. The IRS can find you much more easily.
Tax tips today. We'll discuss fishing tips tomorrow with ABC's Jim Ryan. We appreciate it, Jim. Happy tax season to one and all.
Thanks, Jim.
Yeah, fluke or a red herring, one or the other.
All right, take care, Jim.
See you.
Wherever you are in Wisconsin, there's a free and confidential Aging and Disability Resource Center, ADRC, or Tribal Partner Agency. We're here for older adults, adults with disabilities, and your families. ADRCs are a bridge to support for benefits and financial assistance, transportation, in-home care, and more. Get to know your local ADRC and connect with resources today. Call toll-free 1-844-WIS-ADRC or go to findmyadrc.org. Paid for by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Helping people and families seriously injured in accidents and standing up for victims to take the burden off their shoulders. It's Gruber Law Offices. Greg Matzek here. Let Gruber focus on the legal aspect while you focus on healing. If you've been hurt in an accident, you make that call to Gruber. Trusted in Wisconsin for 40 years. Gruber-law.com is the website. Phone number is 414-276-6666. Getting results that speak for themselves and giving back to the community. That's Gruber. Family-run business. They are locally known but nationally recognized. One of the largest personal injury firms in the Midwest. Make that call to Gruber. Learn about the company, what they can do for you, and visit Gruber-law.com.
Artwork, especially original artwork, can be pricey. But when you take it in on consignment from nice people like you who are just ready to change the look of their home, you can price it right. And you'll find a lot of it at Design Exchange. Beautiful frame pieces by a number of notable artists. And new ones pop in all the time. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Now these tend to fly off the shelves. But don't worry, because our connection supplies us with a lot of them. Vintage ceiling tiles from once great old buildings in New York City that make for ultra-unique artwork. These items are definitely hard to find from anywhere else around here. So come take a look, and you'll probably find a treasure. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Tuesday edition of Wisconsin's Midday News. Greg and Jessica with you. Got to check with Dom Cotroni. Our final spring training update from Dom. The team is done on their way to New York. Regular season opener against the Yankees for the Brewers will be on Thursday. Meanwhile, the Country Music Hall of Fame has announced its class of 2025.
This year's inductees are longtime record producer Tony Brown, songwriter June Carter Cash, who wrote some of her husband Johnny's biggest hits, and
No shoes, no shirt, and no problem.
Eastern Tennessee's own Kenny Chesney.
I can promise you I did not see this coming.
There goes my life.
I just wanted to record and write songs that reflected the lives of a lot of people that came to our shows.
Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Yeah, Kenny Chesney, kind of like the country version of Jimmy Buffett, right? It's a very similar vibes when you're at a show for Kenny Chesney.
He has so many good songs, and he said, I didn't see this coming. You know who did? The fans.
Yeah.
The fans saw this coming for a long time.
Yeah, no doubt about that. It's so different than in, baseball or football, right? Player retires 5 years later, they become eligible for the Hall of Fame. Kind of different in music. You could have an album coming out in 2 weeks, right? Or be on tour.
Well, speaking of baseball and Kenny Chesney, that was one of the spots where I saw Kenny Chesney was at Miller Park at the time, was Miller Park, now American Family Field. That was a cool concert, and I've got a picture. Actually, this is kind of a fun fact. I had a picture that I thought was awesome. It just showed the ballpark, showed Kenny, but also showed the crowd, and it was all lit up, and I posted it. Guess who retweeted it?
Kenny Chesney?
Yeah, I don't normally get excited about that stuff, but I was excited about that. I was like, Kenny Chesney retweeted my tweet, and I thought it was a beauty of a shot. So I like photography. I got a kick out of that.
Kenny Chesney retweeted a tweet, and Aaron Rodgers sent you cryptocurrency. Man,
oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
A lot of interesting things.
How is that cryptocurrency doing?
I'll check. We'll have our next
coming
market
up in
update.
the market report.
Exactly. It's 11:27 on WTMJ. News is coming up.
He's Donald Trump's right-hand man, Elon Musk. And now Musk is trying to buy Brad Schimmel a seat on the Wisconsin Supreme Court. Because Musk knows when you buy Schimmel, he'll do whatever you want. Like when Schimmel gave a plea deal to a man caught with child porn, after the man's lawyer gave Schimmel thousands of dollars. And Schimmel will ban abortion, with no exceptions for rape, incest, or the health of the mother. Deeply corrupt and totally extreme. That's the real Brad Schimmel. There's a better choice.
I'm Judge Susan Crawford. As a former prosecutor and now as a judge, I've made sure rapists, murderers, and child predators were behind bars.
Protecting your family and your most basic rights. That's Judge Susan Crawford.
And I trust women to make their own healthcare decisions. Brad Schimmel doesn't, but I always will.
So on April 1st, vote for Judge Susan Crawford, Supreme Court. Paid for by Susan Crawford for Wisconsin.
Hey, moms, dads, grandparents, what are your plans for spring break? WTMJ's John Mercure here. I've got a great idea for you. With no school this week, you need an outing. Take your kids, take your grandkids to the amazing Mind Chef restaurant and entertainment center in Hartford for hours of safe and super affordable fun. I used to take my daughters there all the time. My nieces and nephews, too. They loved it. I loved it. The Mind Chef has a world-class game room, over 70 games, including the most popular and easiest games, even for the youngsters. Today through Thursday, kids 5 and under eat free from the kids menu. Monday and Thursday, when you buy one pizza, your second pizza is always free. Wednesday and Friday, the all-you-can-eat fish fry is $7.99. What a value. The Mind Chef will entertain your kids this week during spring break, especially your teenagers. Grandparents, spend time with your grandkids at the Mind Chef. They're going to love it. Downtown Hartford and off the highway in Oshkosh. Just walk in. It's big food. It's big fun. It's incredible. It's the amazing Mind Shaft.
Wisconsin's Morning News is here for you every weekday morning starting at 6 a.m. Vince Petrano.
Milwaukee Public Schools begin the week with more lead remediation, a new superintendent, and a court-ordered deadline.
Eric Bilstad.
March in Wisconsin means snowfall and wildfires can happen just days apart.
And traffic with Debbie Lozica.
We've got eastbound 94 closed in Jefferson County.
The news you need to know. Wisconsin's Morning News on WTMJ.
It's 11:30. I'm Greg Matzek. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Tuesday, March 25th. Your top story, prison time for starving her daughter to death.
I'm Jessica Tighe. How Canadians feel about American tariffs.
Mixture of sun and clouds today, a high of 46. Clear tonight, frost expected at a low of 28. Wednesday, partly cloudy and a high of 47. Back into the mid-50s on Thursday. It's 39 and sunny in Milwaukee.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Senator Mark Warner calling on Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth to resign following that text chat between Hegseth and top cabinet members on a non-government app called Signal that also mistakenly included a journalist. At the hearing today, Senate lawmakers grilling top intel leaders also on that text chain.
Jeffrey Goldberg says, they may not call it war plans, but what Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth shared the morning of the strikes on the Houthi targets in Yemen were minute-by-minute details of what they were going to do. That was a big part of what he was included and what he was able to see on this Signal chat.
ABC's Karen Travers. The White House is downplaying the seriousness of the accidental chat. Following the sudden death of former New York Yankees Brett Gardner's teen son during a family vacation in Costa Rica, the government says a preliminary report shows that Miller Gardner died from a foodborne illness. And consumer confidence dropping sharply this month due to uncertainty. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 11:31. A Pewaukee woman is heading to prison for starving her autistic daughter to death. 53-year-old Amy Laskowitz entered an Alford plea of no contest to one charge of recklessly subjecting an at-risk individual to abuse. Prosecutors say her 23-year-old adult daughter, Cora, who had autism, died of starvation in January of 23. Laskowitz will spend 20 years behind bars.
Tariffs have caused Canadians to boycott American products and travel destinations. Canadian economist Todd Hirsch joined WTMJ's Political Power Hour to chat about the impact of these tit-for-tat tariffs.
But Americans also purchase a lot from Canada. Resources like oil and gas, things like lumber, things like steel and aluminum. And those things are going to cost more for American consumers.
President Trump has confirmed no exemptions for steel and aluminum tariffs, with more coming April 2nd.
Service industry employees in Wisconsin work for a sub-minimum wage of just $2.33. President of nonprofit One Fair Wage, Saru Jereminson, tells WTMJ how working for tips got off the ground.
Tipping actually started in Europe as an extra that aristocrats would give to servants on top of a wage. It wasn't until after emancipation that the restaurant industry in the United States wanted the ability to hire newly freed black people and continue to not pay them, even though slavery had ended. And it was a uniquely American phenomenon post-emancipation.
Currently, only 7 states have laws that pay above sub-minimum wage for tipped employees.
The former Sip and Purr Cat Cafe in Milwaukee's East Side will soon become Poppy Bakery. Owner Amy Gorski tells the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel the bakery will feature cinnamon rolls, cookies, and cheesecake, all made from local ingredients. This will be her first brick-and-mortar location. She actually started out at farmers markets. Meanwhile, Sip and Purr is close to reopening in its new location on Brady Street.
And the 2025 Milwaukee Film Festival kicks off 1 month from today. WTMJ's What's on Tap got a sneak peek.
Milwaukee Film's Communications and Public Relations Coordinator, Robin Ehrlich.
The opening night film is a film called Sally. It's a documentary about Sally Ride, who became the first American woman to blast off into space.
And for this year's artwork, expect watercolors and birds from Midwest artist Ginger Markley.
We wanted something very springy. Ginger also did a lot of great research about actual birds that migrate through Milwaukee and Wisconsin.
Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Sports, traffic, and weather next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 11:34.
Dr. Aaron Holtebeck and his team at Holtebeck Eye Center make vision care a top priority. They are your premium provider for eye care and corrective eye surgeries. Dr. Holtebeck has been helping local patients with their eye care needs for over 20 years. Dr. Nausheen Abbas joined the Holtebeck Eye Center team last September, and her practice philosophy is to provide patient-centered medicine by giving all options. Located in Brookfield near the corner of Calhoun and Capitol. Learn more about their services at holtebeck.com.
Fear fans?
fans, travel lovers, and history buffs, this is your dream vacation. Join me, Sandy Max, on a 10-day journey through Germany, Austria, and the Czech Republic. We'll enjoy Munich's famous beer halls, sip our way through Salzburg's historic breweries, and discover Vienna's culture and craft beer scene. Then end the tour in Prague, where ancient history meets modern brews. From iconic castles to authentic flavors. Grab your passport and let's raise a glass to the ultimate beer adventure. Limited spots available. Book now. Email me, sandy@wtmj.com to learn more.
Come on in and take advantage of Fleet Farm Member Appreciation Days, March 20th through the 26th. Fleet Rewards members can take an extra 10% off qualifying purchases, in-store and online. Not a member? Sign up to get your discount now. The extra 10% is our way of thanking you for being a loyal Fleet Rewards member. So stock up on everything you need during Member Appreciation Days, now through Wednesday, and enjoy even more savings at Fleet Farm. Some restrictions apply.
Staying active, essential for overall health. Proper medical support, essential for staying active. WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Whether it's keeping a weekend warrior like me on the tennis court or keeping young athletes in the game, you want the best in sports medicine, that's OAW. Surgeons, nurses, and physical therapists help you recover from injury, avoid injury in the future, and enhance performance. Get care 7 days a week. Walk right in at an Ortho ASAP clinic or book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports desk. Spring training is over. The Brewers finished the Cactus League season with a record of 16-14. Next up, New York for most of the team.
7 of our top 13 pitchers will not be going to New York. Well, there's 9 pitchers hurt, and maybe 2 of them will not be back for the season. But the other 7 will be back at some point, and that's what's crucial for us.
Brewers manager Pat Murphy. The regular season begins Thursday against the Yankees. Weather looks good for opening day and game number 2 of that series on Friday. And the Bucks wrap up a 5-game road trip Wednesday night in Denver against the Nuggets. Milwaukee begins the day in 5th place in the Eastern Conference playoff race with 11 games to play.
Let's get you an update on the roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. There is one new incident that just popped up minutes ago. 4194 South at Rawson Avenue. Right shoulder is blocked because of a car that broke down. Looks like traffic is moving along okay around it, though, and that's it. Good news there on the roads.
Some clouds, some sun today, a high of 46. Clear tonight, frosty with a low of 28. Cloudy on Wednesday with a high of 47 degrees. Mostly cloudy on Thursday, a high of 54. Might see some rain in the morning. Better rain chances on Friday with a high of 65. It's 39 degrees. Sun is shining in Milwaukee at 11:37. Well, the Brewers are off to New York, packing up, closing up shop at American Family Fields of Phoenix. Some will stay by, right? There's still activity at the complex, but the team is off to New York. Those who are healthy enough to travel are off to face the Yankees with opening day on Thursday.
Yeah, quite a few injuries, unfortunately.
Yeah, a number of injuries. Want to detail that and what kind of shape this Brewers team is in with Cotronia, who is back from spring training after a month long, right? What did you miss in Wisconsin here? You know, the weather kind of stunk, and
I brought the sun back with me. At least I got that going for me. So, I mean, nice tan, and we're ready to go. We're, nice and warm, but it's good to be home. I was just telling with my girlfriend yesterday, just like, yeah, I just like everything a little more condensed out here. Everything's Phoenix, if you know, it's a sprawl. It's a desert sprawl. This is nice to just be able to walk to get everything I need.
You were kind of itching for this season to start. Are the players also itching for the season to start?
Oh, my God. Everybody is. I mean, everyone knows spring training is meant for starting pitchers, and it's meant to build them up and make sure they can get 5 innings in and make sure everyone's, healthy, hunky-dory. And, in the Brewers' case, they tried to get the 5 innings, and only 3 of the guys that they hoped are, of maybe the 8, are getting 5 innings in. So that's Aaron Savali, that's Nestor Cortez, and, of course, the opening day starter, Freddie Peralta, on Thursday. It's all for the spring. It's all for starting pitchers. So, like relievers and position players, like established big leaguers, like Yelly, like Reese. It's like, all right, let's get on with it. Let's do the real things. And then we're finally here, 2 days away.
I feel like spring training is a big thing for pitchers, and you're right. I mean, Ryan Braun famously is like, I need 10 swings. Just give me 10 at-bats, and I'm good to go for the regular season. So you cover the Brewers inside and out. Dom is also the host of Brewers Extra Innings. So you know this team back and forth, Dom. Did you learn something about this team during the month you were with them in Arizona?
One of the things that I've been bringing up a lot, and I think I've said it on your guys' show too, where the captain of this team, we all know, is Christian Yelich, but do not forget about Freddie Peralta's leadership, too. And I really point to Freddie as somebody that we know about Willie's departure. Freddie is going to be somebody that is that new. I mean, he's always been smiling. I don't think he has ever stopped smiling, but he is that energy giver, right? We talk about Willie Adames being the guy that brightens up a room anytime he walks in. Freddie Peralta has always been that guy. Now he's especially that guy without Willie Adames in this clubhouse. And the bilingual aspect of it, that leadership, that's something that I think really came to the center of my attention this spring training. The other thing that came to my attention that I think is very much underreported on the national stage, this team can hit. I think there's a lot of maybe assumptions because they're such a young team that nobody's going to hit. I picked my quantum leap. We talked about Bryce Turang's quantum leap last year. My guy this year is Joey Ortiz. I think he's going to have a fantastic season. He looks healthier than he did at the second half of last season. We think Reese is certainly a bounce back candidate, and what he did this spring training certainly indicates all systems go there. And you can knock on wood for a full season of Christian Yelich and a full season of Garrett Mitchell. It's like, yeah, they should still be able to hit this year.
Yes, can we all please right now knock on wood? Find some. So I love hearing what you noticed out on the field. You were also in the clubhouse down there in Arizona. I'm kind of curious what you took away from that. What did you learn being in the clubhouse day in and day out?
I think with the team that we see, it's young, as it's called by Pat Murphy, the team of opportunity, and that there's so many positions that were, sort of up for grabs last spring training versus this spring training. You look at third base, look at shortstop, whatever. I see a team that understands, maybe some of them are too young to realize it, but they just want to win. That's it. And I was talking about this with Rhys Hoskins at the beginning of camp, where when he first came up with the Phillies, they stunk. I mean, he was the only shining good moment of the Phillies in 17-18, and then they started to turn the corner when they got Harper and they started to get things going. These young guys now, they only know winning. Jackson Chourio only expects to make the playoffs. Sal Frelick has played in 2 playoff series, right? Nice. These guys only know winning. So there's no reason to change the status quo. Or the standard is the standard of you win the division, you get into the playoffs.
I don't put a lot of stock into batting averages and records and stuff like that during spring training. But I'm sorry, if you hit nearly 500, it jumps off the page when you've had a pretty full spring training. And that's kind of where Jackson Chourio is at. That stands out.
Yelich had a great quote about it where he said, what, would you rather hit 050? I mean, of course you want to hit 500 in spring training. It still doesn't matter at the end of the day, but you're always more excited to hit better when you're going into the season and feel like you're on a good level. It's funny, I had some brief conversation with Jackson this spring, and just the same chipper 21-year-old kid that just doesn't know any better. He's in the big leagues and expects to succeed. And I remember 2 years ago in spring training, seeing him getting, the minor leagues get into the game, and they're like, all right, here's this 18-year-old kid who everyone says is going to be a hot shot. And then he's nodding and taking pitches and showing some swagger. I'm like, who does this kid think he is? And now, seeing that second half he had last season, seeing the spring training he had this year, that's who that kid thinks he is. So, man, to hit nearly 500 in a 50 plate appearance span, picking up exactly where he left off. Wow, I'm really excited for Jackson.
Nice. Well, we're really excited for Monday, the home opener. But before the home opener, we have our season opener Thursday afternoon against the New York Yankees. What should we be looking for?
The thing with this opening weekend against the Yankees, you're going to see back-to-back lefties. Garrett Cole's out for the year, their opening day starter, who would have been Tommy John Surger. So he's out. So that means you get back-to-back lefties. Carlos Rodon, Max Fried. The Brewers historically have had troubles with lefties. Last year, they were barely above 500 against lefties, but we all know how they love to platoon. They love to split the lineup. So Oliver Dunn, we made a big deal about him probably, I think it's virtually certain he's on the opening day roster, but he's probably not going to play on opening day because they're facing a lefty, which means Vinny Capra, who's one of the more fun stories of spring training, guy who's grinded his way through, he's been with multiple organizations, out of options, made this team, and is probably going to be the opening day third baseman for the Brewers this year. I'm looking forward to that, these first 2 games, given they're facing a lefty. And I remember last year, facing the Mets, everyone was like, oh man, you got to look out for Edwin Diaz in that 9th inning. Well, we all know who's got the 9th inning for the New York Yankees now in Devin Williams. So the easiest way to avoid that guy is win all 3, and that's what the Brewers did in New York last year.
Yeah, that's right. Former Brewers All-Star closer Devin Williams, now a member of the Yankees. It is interesting you bring up the lefty thing. That has sort of been a thing for the Brewers. You pointed their record against lefties, and for whatever reason, just wasn't great. But you're also getting lefties at the beginning of a season when those starters aren't really stretched out yet, right? I mean, the early part of Major League Baseball's regular season is sort of a build on spring training where guys aren't throwing 7 or 8 innings yet and getting near 100 pitches.
And that's why it's so important the Brewers have depth beyond their regular 3 starters that I mentioned earlier because, Tobias Myers is starting the year on the injured list. Aaron Ashby is starting the year on the injured list. DL Hall's already been placed on the 60-day IL. Brandon Woodruff still needs time to continue building up. He's on a positive progression. He will pitch in the big leagues this year, maybe even by the end of May. I really feel that the Brewers are built to sustain these first 2 weeks. You got to survive these 15 days without Tobias Myers. We'll see what Ashby's progression looks like. But when Quintana is built up and ready to go, Tobias returns, that's 5 bona fide starters that you can ride and carry all the way through the season when Woodruff returns, when Ashby returns, whatever that may be, that you have swingmen like Elvin Rodriguez, like Connor Thomas, maybe even a big league debut of Logan Henderson or Chad Pratchett could be in the cards next week. They have pitching depth, which maybe was extremely tested last year. They have even more of it this year.
This is going to be the first season without Bob Uecker. Come Monday for that home opener here in Milwaukee, there are going to be so many little notes, and there are going to be fans out there, and I imagine flowers and pictures and some beer bottles for him. Obviously, down in Phoenix, there were a couple of ways that the Brewers were honoring him as well, but I think Monday is going to be different here in Milwaukee with all of the fans. How do you think that's going to impact the players?
I think the guys have had time to sort of digest all of it, and I know there's going to be events throughout the year, and there's going to be little reminders. Pat Murphy said it best at the very beginning of camp. We're wearing his patch because he's never going to leave us. He is Milwaukee Brewers baseball. He's not going anywhere. He's just his presence is going to be felt. We're going to miss him in person, obviously, but we're going to see, like you said, little nods of, yeah, you would have laughed at that, or oh man, you would have loved that play or that comment, whatever it may have been. I've had a sneak peek at some of the stuff coming on Monday. Man, there's going to be some really emotional gut checks there. And the best part is a lot of it's going to be happening while, the lineups. Like that's the fun part of opening day. Everyone lines up, you get the big flag, you get it all, and it's just like, bam, Bob Uecker stuff. And I'm just like, man, it's gonna hit hard in that moment, but I'm very excited.
What can you tell us about those sneak peeks? I know you can't tell us everything, but what little hints can you give us?
There's going to be some old friends in some of these videos and some of these tributes. So very excited to have the fans hear about some of that stuff, and I really, really, really am proud of what the Brewers have been able to put together. Our thanks to Judy and the Uecker family and everyone, what they've been able to do, because, man, this is obviously the start of a new era. We miss him dearly. There are going to be days that it's just like, it really stings on a walk-off or whatever it may have been. If somebody slips out, get up, get out of here, gone or something, but it's going to be hard. It is the new reality, unfortunately, but he ain't going anywhere. That patch is going to be on that jersey all year long, and there's going to be plenty of ways to celebrate UC all season long.
I would imagine that broadcast booth is dedicated to Bob at some point, if it's not already got a placard up. And great merchandise, by the way. Great UC merchandise in the pro shop. If you're getting to opening day, get there early and find the hoodies. There's all sorts of great stuff on
all benefiting his charities that he wants to benefit. So it really helps a good cause and helps everything. And then the jersey patch as well. If you have an authenticated jersey, an authentic Nike jersey, you can add the patch for $12 again going to the charities. I think that's just a great touch to be on field, just like the guys wear on the field.
So cool. Brewers baseball hits our airwaves on Thursday afternoon. The home opener, of course, Monday of next week. We'll be there. Rain or shine, we will be there. Looking forward to it.
Put a roof on it. Thanks, guys.
Dom, thanks for coming
Dom.
and checking out with us. So all spring training, Dom Cotroneo is back, host of Brewers Extra Innings and Brewers Weekly right here on WTMJ. It's 11:48.
Are you concerned with AMD? Now protecting your eyes is easier thanks to New Nordic's Blueberry Eye Supplements, available now at Amazon.com or NewNordicUSA.com.
Well, Siding Unlimited did it again. Best in the United States. This is no joke. This is an amazing award for Siding Unlimited, and they've earned it. They've done a number of projects for our houses over the years, and they'll do the same for you. Connect with Siding Unlimited on all the ways it can beautify your home's exterior. Here's the award. Pella recognized Siding Unlimited for the 5th time as their National Pella Platinum Premier Certified Contractor of the Year. That is a national award for Siding Unlimited. It means this: they are the best installers of the high-quality products made by Pella. There you go. Why would you trust anyone else? It's Siding Unlimited. Siding, roofing, doors, windows, decking projects, pavers, pergolas, outdoor kitchens. You name it. You can think of a way to beautify your home's exterior. Siding Unlimited can do it. Visit them in Brookfield. It's a family-run business. They do a great job. friends of mine. Visit sidingunlimited.com.
You've got several kids, or your job and other commitments keep you buried with work.
Meanwhile, the clutter is piling up at home. How can people stay tidy when their lives are in chaos?
We have a solution to help you chase away the chaos.
Yes. He's Dan, and I'm Katie. Together, we're Inspired Closets.
Our team at Inspired Closets can more than double your closet storage space via gorgeous closet renovations.
And our true lifetime warranty makes it a no-brainer. Get started today at InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
Inspired Closets.
A wife and husband team.
True Chicago-style pizza is thin, crispy, and cut into squares. And thanks to Connie's Frozen Pizza, you can enjoy a true slice of the city. You'll enjoy it so much you won't even mind where it comes from. Connie's Frozen Pizzas are made from the same cornmeal crust Connie's has been serving for over 60 years. They're perfectly cheesy, perfectly saucy, and they're exactly what you crave. Get to know the true Chicago style with Connie's Frozen Pizza. Born in Chicago, loved by cheeseheads. Available in a freezer aisle near you.
Who doesn't need a seasonal wardrobe update? But who has the cash to always keep their wardrobe updated? Ladies, that's why you shop St. Vincent de Paul. Our women's clothing is always a highlight of our stores, and thrift store prices keep the costs low. It allows you to experiment and also find a hidden gem. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Football fans, Verizon is giving you the chance to win the ultimate draft experience with the Road to the Draft sweepstakes. 10 lucky winners will win tickets to the first day of the 2025 draft in Green Bay, including round-trip car service from Milwaukee, hotel accommodations, plus access to the Verizon viewing zone. Don't miss your chance to win the ultimate draft experience powered by Verizon. Hurry to select Wisconsin Verizon locations to enter by April 13th. No purchase necessary to enter. Must be legal U.S. resident of Wisconsin or Illinois, age 21 years or older to enter. Void where prohibited. For official rules and full details, visit www.espnwisconsincontest.com.
Thanks, Jason. Nice day today. 46 degrees, your high. Lots of sun. Clouds will roll in eventually. Low of 29 overnight. Tomorrow, back into the mid to upper 40s. Chance of rain in the forecast on Thursday with a high of 54. Friday's high 65, but rain and possibly some storms in the forecast. It's 39 degrees. Sun is shining in Milwaukee at 11:52.
The evolutionary forces driving grumpy old men. Turns out men who find themselves more easily disgusted by things as they get older may not just be getting grumpy in their old age.
Scientists have long known that younger women tend to get disgusted by certain tastes and substances more easily than younger men. Possibly nature's way of protecting not only themselves, but a sensitive fetus should they be pregnant. Now, Swiss scientists say that disgust sensitivity, as it's called, increases in men in later years, apparently as a mechanism to protect their aging bodies. So by the time older women's disgust levels start to fall off, so do older men's grow until they reach old age more or less on the same page. Vicki Barker, CBS News, London.
So women earlier in life are already like, geez, disgusted by that. The men, not so much, but then it switches as they get older.
Disgusted or annoyed? I feel like they're very different terms. Like I find myself getting annoyed by things, right? I'm not disgusted by traffic, but I'm annoyed by traffic.
Annoyed more so as you get older?
Oh, yes. I find that I'm a pretty patient person, I think, overall. Unless I can't apply logic to the situation. Like,
yes.
why I don't understand why we are driving so slow. I don't get it.
Yes.
If there's not an accident, if there's nothing causing the issue, why are we deadlocked on the freeway? That never has made sense to me. So I get annoyed I'm perpetually annoyed by that.
The why is always important to me, too.
Yes.
Like, I might not agree with something, but if I understand the reasoning behind it, okay, fine. But if it doesn't make any sense, that's frustrating. Like, this doesn't make any sense. Why? Why are we doing it this way? It doesn't make sense. That's frustrating.
Okay.
But
I do find that interesting, though, that ultimately, though, that you'll end up kind of on the same page.
Yeah. So. You kind of meet in the middle at some point. I was looking back at this to see, there are quite a few studies over the years. And there was a study a few years ago that showed that men become grumpy around age 70. That was like the key point, 70. So, Greg, you're a little early.
I would have argued like 36, but whatever. Yeah,
36. I would have said maybe 43, 45.
Yeah, that you sometimes feel like things are sort of passing you by. Like, what is this new technology? What is that new thing? What is this new thing? I never heard of that. I'm starting to slip into that role with music. Like, what is this stuff? What? Come on now. I never heard of that. This isn't music.
I said that a couple weeks ago with Summerfest. I don't know as many of the big acts as usual. I used to know every single one. I mean, it'd be rare that somebody would be announced who I didn't know. But now there are a couple. But it's just a sign I'm getting older because there are a lot of young people who know these acts, and these acts are huge, or they're just they're right there on the line of becoming huge, and Summerfest knows, so they grab them early. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so now I'm in the camp of, booking my plans for that 4 o'clock side stage act because that was the main stage act when I was growing up.
And because you want to get to bed early.
Yes.
No, you're not
too.
that old.
That too.
We're not that old.
11:55 on WTMJ. We'd love it if you subscribe to the Wisconsin's Midday News Podcast. We'll make it easy for you. Wisconsin's Midday News Podcast is built by Siding Unlimited. Just text the word midday to our talk and text line. It's 855-616-1620. We'll get you that info back to your mobile device. Text the word midday to 855-616-1620 for the Wisconsin's Midday News Podcast, built by Siding Unlimited, found wherever you find your podcasts.
Join your boy Tori Lowe and the Truth Team for our community cleanup on Saturday, April 12th. Go to truthcommunitycleanup.com to sign up to volunteer at one of our 3 cleanup locations. Everyone who joins gets a free lunch provided by Cousin Subs. Register today by visiting truthcommunitycleanup.com. Bring the whole family to help clean our city. The Tori Lowe Cleanup is presented by 1MKE and sponsored by Cousin Subs, Ray's Coca-Cola, Landmark Credit Union, and Waste Management.
For 70 years, Geis has been the trusted garage authority in Wisconsin. Greg Matzek reminding you, do not let that busted garage door get you down if you have an issue, big or small. Call my friends at Geis. They've got brands like CHI and LiftMasters, doors and openers for every budget. They'll even go the custom route if that's what you need to fulfill your project. It's Geis Garage Doors. So much more than just a great company. They've got you covered. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, visit GeisDoors.com. Stop by that showroom in Brookfield. It's pretty cool. It's right off Barker Road. You'll see the doors and openers, some on display. You'll get an idea for how it could look if installed at your house. You'll also see that incredible design center and what they can do for you in the world of garage doors. It's Geis. Visit GeisDoors.com.
I'm very familiar with Gruber Law Offices because they're always out in the community.
Gruber Law Offices are known to be honest, hardworking.
They're always involved in our neighborhoods.
Gruber Law Offices make our community a better place.
They are the best.
For nearly 40 years, Gruber Law Offices has helped people throughout Wisconsin. If you're injured, we're here to help. One call, that's all.
Wisconsin would not be the same without Gruber Law Offices.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Shopco Optical. Get eyewear for everything you do at Shopco Optical. Schedule your annual comprehensive eye exam, check out new frame styles, and order your annual supply of contact lenses all in one place. Enjoy the time and attention your eyes deserve at Shopco Optical. Receive quality eye care and a personalized vision solution tailored to your specific vision and lifestyle needs. Call Shopco Optical or visit shopco.com to schedule an appointment at a location nearest you.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a good karma brand station.
Hey, moms, dads, grandparents, what are your plans for spring break? WTMJ's John Mercure here. I've got a great idea for you. With no school this week, you need an outing. Take your kids, take your grandkids to the amazing Mind Chef restaurant and entertainment center in Hartford for hours of safe and super affordable fun. I used to take my daughters there all the time. My nieces and nephews, too. They loved it. I loved it. The Mind Chef has a world-class game room, over 70 games, including the most popular and easiest games, even for the youngsters. Today through Thursday, kids 5 and under eat free from the kids' menu. Monday and Thursday, when you buy one pizza, your second pizza is always free. Wednesday and Friday, the all-you-can-eat fish fry is $7.99. What a value. The Mine Shaft will entertain your kids this week during spring break, especially your teenagers. Grandparents, spend time with your grandkids at the Mine Shaft. They're going to love it. Downtown Hartford and off the highway in Oshkosh. Just walk in. It's big food. It's big fun. It's incredible. It's the amazing Mine Shaft.
At Erickson's Landscape Supply, we have durable, maintenance-free polywood patio furniture and #1 grade treated natural pine Amish-made patio furniture. And we also have a wonderful assortment of concrete benches, statues, and fountains available in a selection you just gotta see to believe. Erickson's Landscape Supply, high-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less, plus a whole lot more. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection or stop on in today. He told us to load 4 yards into his 8-foot bed, but we knew that 3 full, honestly measured yards were going to fill his truck bed to the rim. After we proved that, he told us the other guys have been telling him he's been getting 4 yards in there for years. Honest measurements and honest folks who just want to do you right. So you come back. Erickson's Landscape Supply, high-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
Built Right Furniture, Leather, and Mattress.
You gotta get to Built Right today.
Trusted, relevant, locally owned, locally programmed. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 12 o'clock. I'm Greg Matzek. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Tuesday, March 25th. Your top story, a Fond du Lac murder sentence.
I'm Jessica Tighe. Wet weather is coming.
Not today, though. Sun and clouds, a high of 46, mostly clear. Frosty tonight, a low of 28, back into the mid-40s on Wednesday. 40 degrees and sunny in Milwaukee at 12:01. From the WTMJ breaking newsroom, some top administration officials are being grilled over a group chat involving the March 15th U.S. attack on Houthi rebels in Yemen.
Colorado Democratic Senator Michael Bennet asked CIA Director John Ratcliffe how the editor-in-chief of The Atlantic magazine was added to that group chat.
Did he invite himself to the signal thread? I don't know how he was invited.
Bennett couldn't believe his ears.
This sloppiness, this incompetence, this disrespect for our intelligence agencies and the personnel who work for him is entirely unacceptable. It's an embarrassment.
The group chat discussed attack timing, targets, and weapons. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
The second suspect in a Fond du Lac murder case will spend 50 years behind bars. 26-year-old Benzel Rose was shot in the head during an armed robbery back in 2021. 31-year-old Eric Perry, who was just sentenced, previously pleaded no contest to second-degree intentional homicide, armed robbery, and possession of a firearm as a convicted felon. Co-defendant Julius Freeman was convicted back in 2023 of first-degree intentional homicide and armed robbery. Freeman was sentenced to life in prison.
Milwaukee police need help finding a critically missing 16-year-old. Paris Love was last in contact with her family about 8 o'clock Sunday evening. She went missing near Cass Street and Ogden Avenue. MPD describes Love as a black female, 5 foot 2 inches tall, weighing about 115 pounds, with brown eyes and light brown hair. She's believed to be wearing a black hooded sweatshirt with bold white lettering on the front and gray pants. For photos of Love, visit WTMJ.com.
The National Medal of Honor Museum opens in Arlington, Texas today. The Medal of Honor is the United States Armed Forces' highest military award. It's been around since 1863, but has fewer than 4,000 recipients to date. The museum's president and CEO, Chris Cassidy, tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News he hopes visitors take away a sense of inspiration.
It's got to be witnessed, and that I think alone makes it rarely awarded, because oftentimes there's no living people that saw the action that the person did, right? It could be covered by bushes, and the unit is 50 yards away.
A fitting day for that opening. Today is Medal of Honor Day.
Well, it might be a few days away, but it's going to be a wet weekend for WTMJ meteorologist Craig Copleen. It's actually a bit of good news.
We're going to need some precipitation here to sort of catch up from the snow we didn't get over the winter time. This time of the year, it's not unusual, of course, to get a fair amount of rain as well. So this is sort of not great timing, given that it's a weekend.
Your complete 5-day forecast is coming up. Time for a market update on Annex Wealth Management. Market update. A look at the indices here this afternoon. The Dow Jones is up about 10 points at 42,592. NASDAQ up about 75 at 18,260. S&P up about 10 at 5775. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. It's financial planning at every level. For details, visit annexwealth.com.
Spring training is over. We're looking ahead to the Brewers season. Stay close. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 12:04.
Hey, boaters! Some call them oddball parts, but we call them a huge part of our inventory. Dave Doro here from Kendor Marine. With thousands of boat parts and supplies stacked right here in our store, you won't have to look elsewhere. If you need it, chances are we got it, along with expert advice to get your job done right. Hey, boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey, boaters! Cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water.
KendorMarine.com.
Hey, boaters!
It's a boater's do-it-yourselfer's dream store. Kendor Marine stocks thousands of boat parts and supplies. Just about everything you'd ever need to keep your boat up and running. Whether it's common or something you think might be discontinued, you can bet on us having it. So don't be surprised when we have just what you need. I'm Dave Doro, and boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey, boaters! Cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water.
KendorMarine.com.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The Brewers finished up the Cactus League season with a record of 16-14. Next up, New York for most of the team.
7 of our top 13 pitchers will not be going to New York. Well, there's 9 pitchers hurt, and maybe 2 of them will not be back for the season. But the other 7 will be back at some point, and that's what's crucial for us.
Brewers manager Pat Murphy. The regular season begins Thursday in New York against the Yankees. Game 2 of that series scheduled for Saturday. The Bucs wrap up a 5-game road trip Wednesday night in Denver against the Nuggets. Milwaukee in 5th place in the Eastern Conference playoff race with 11 games to play.
Checking out the roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. It is a great Tuesday afternoon on the roads. No crashes. We only have 1 disabled vehicle out on the system, and it's not causing any problems, so you don't have to worry about it. Enjoy.
46 degrees, mixture of sun and clouds today. Primarily sunny, however. Tonight, mostly clear and frost, a low of 28. Wednesday, partly cloudy, high of 47. 54 the high on Thursday, slight chance of rain in the morning. And Friday, chance of showers and storms with a high of 65. 40 degrees and sunny in Milwaukee at 12:07.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Matzek and Jessica Tighe.
Yeah, it's not very common throughout the course of a baseball season to have a Friday off day. Typically, your travel days are Wednesday after a game, Thursday might be a day off, but they build in these off days early in the season in case the weather is crappy. And in New York, it looks like a really good Thursday, but they've got that Friday buffer just in case the weather's a little dicey on Thursday for the opener for the Yankees and the Brewers. But no such issues. Going to be nice on Thursday. Game 2 Saturday, Game 3 Sunday, and then the Brewers head home.
And then you have fans like me who are just focused on Monday, that home opener. We can't wait.
Yeah, we're going to have some fun scheduling for that day. It's going to be an expanded version of Wisconsin's morning news. So Eric and Vinny are going to go from 6 to 10. I'll be in the dugout from 10 to noon. Steve Scafidi is going to host from our mobile studio right in the plaza at American Family Field. So come by, say hello to Steve, and we hope to see you inside the stadium for Brewers opening day. Looking forward to it. It's 12:09. We'll call it here on a Tuesday and some big stories that we're following.
It's now at noon on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Share the text now. That's what some lawmakers on Capitol Hill want as they react to the news that a reporter from The Atlantic was accidentally included in a group message that detailed U.S. plans to strike Houthi rebels in Yemen. The messages were sent on the encrypted platform Signal. High-ranking members of the Trump administration were on the group chat, including the vice president and the defense secretary. The White House has been pushing back on the claims that the information shared on the chat was highly classified, but Senator Mark Warren, the ranking member of the Senate Intelligence Committee, says it was a major oversight. Listen to Warner this morning asking the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, about whether she was on that chat.
Did you participate in the group chat with Secretary of Defense and other Trump senior officials discussing the Yemen war plans?
Senator, I don't want to get into the specifics.
Ma'am, were you on? You're not going to be willing to address. So you're not. Are you denying? Matt, will you answer my question, ma'am? You were not TG on this group chat.
I'm not going to get into the specifics.
So you refuse to acknowledge whether you were on this group chat.
Senator, I'm not going to get into the specifics.
Why are you going to get into the specifics? Is it because it's all classified?
Because this is currently under review by the National Security
Because
Council.
it's all classified? If it's not classified, share the text now.
Little tense there. After deflecting, Gabbard admitted she was on that text.
Number 2, a bill is open in the Wisconsin legislature that, if passed, would allow sandhill crane hunting in the state. They've tried this before. It's never worked. It's the third attempt in 14 years, to be specific. Previous attempts never made it to the governor's office. According to the Fish and Wildlife Service, Wisconsin played home to roughly 50,000 sandhill cranes from 2018 to 2022. Our yard, for what it's worth, in Menominee Falls, plays home to 2 or 3 of those on occasion. This used to be an endangered species in Wisconsin. It has fought back, and that is great. But here's the problem. The increased population is causing increased damage to crops. So farmers aren't exactly pleased with the cranes nibbling at their corn or potatoes or peas or whatever they're trying to grow.
Understandable there.
No, I totally get that. Totally understand it. But is there another way to control the population or at least protect the crops? The DNR is not recommending opening a sandhill crane hunting season. Conservationists would prefer to treat crops in a way that deters the cranes from snacking versus, killing them off. That is a beautiful bird. It is gorgeous. Their wingspan is massive, and they have one mate for life. So the 2 that are in our yard, we can assume that they're together. They're always together. They hunt for shade in the summer. They peck away in the fields behind our house.
Yeah, it's a pair.
And our dog just stares at them like, what in the world are those things? I mean, they make a screeching noise that can be heard miles away, it feels like, right? But it's a gorgeous bird, and one that used to be on the endangered list, but is now thriving in the state.
The dog's also like, don't take my snacks. Snack over there,
You're
cranes.
Right.
Well, this is fascinating to me. The deadline for most Americans to file their 2024 income tax return, if you look at the calendar, it's 3 weeks from today. But a growing number of those taxpayers may decide to skip it this year. They're not going to file taxes. Many of you are thinking, what? Skip it? Yep.
About 1.7% fewer returns have been filed than at this point in last year's tax filing season. And by the time April 15th arrives, the Treasury Department anticipates a $500 billion drop in tax receipts. The Washington Post says online chatter indicates that with the Trump administration slashing staff at the IRS, many non-compliant taxpayers are willing to take their chances that they won't get caught. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
That is a gamble. We talked to Jim Ryan about this during our last half hour right here on Wisconsin's Midday News. And then after that, we had a fan who wrote in, don't people have a conscience? Don't people think they need to do the right thing? If you owe, you need to pay in. How can they sleep at night knowing they are doing wrong? And that's how I felt, too. I'm a rule follower, but you have to file your taxes. And these people are just like, I don't know. Maybe we don't have to do it this year because of what's happening with the IRS.
Yeah, that just kind of seems like a biggie, right? You may not want to do it because you're going to owe, but you still got to do it, right? It's just, it's inevitable. I get it. Your audit risk might be low, but if the IRS is going to lose out on, $500 billion, maybe all of a sudden your audit risk goes up just because they got to check.
And maybe they don't catch you this year, but I don't know.
Yes, at
4
some
years
point.
down the road, do they say, hey, and what about the 2024 tax return?
We've noticed.
By the way, DOJ plans to downsize the IRS by nearly 20% by May 15th.
Yeah, it seems like a bit of a dice roll. Although if you're getting a refund, I'm guessing you're not on this list, right? You're doing your taxes if you feel like you're going to get a refund. It is the worst if you feel like you're getting a refund
and then you
don't get a refund.
Oh, yeah. You're like, wait, did I mess something up? Let me go back and look.
That's a little frustrating. 12:14 on WTMJ. A lot of great stuff coming up here, including a conversation with Jared Romano. He will be at Augusta on the course as part of Masters Week. It's a very cool story. We've got it coming up at 12:35.
There are a lot of interesting people and traditions in Wisconsin. 1 hour of covering culture and creativity in our state is simply not enough. I'm Sandy Max of WTMJ's What's on Tap with the happy news that my show is now expanded to 2 hours. So please join me weeknights from 6 till 8 for updates on festivals, films, food, music, theater, and other ways we love to make the most of Wisconsin life. What's on Tap with Sandy Max weeknights now from 6 till 8 on WTMJ. And subscribe to the What's on Tap podcast to listen anytime you want.
Hey, well, one name is synonymous with fantastic frozen pizza. It is Palermo's. I'm holding one in my hand right now. Not a cooked pizza, Jessica. That would be dangerous.
Wait, I'm going to grab that out of your hands.
Okay.
I need something for dinner today. My husband's gone. Pizza time.
Do you want this? This is a stuffed crust screaming Sicilian.
Oh, I do love stuffed crust.
This is really good. This is a personal favorite of mine. It's cheese. No toppings on this one aside of the mounds of cheese. It's like a pound. It's delicious. It's fantastic. Well, Palermo's has got a contest here in conjunction with all the craziness happening in college basketball. Here you go. 16 teams remain. Can you pick the 4 that will remain at the end for a chance to win it all? I think it's going to be Michigan State, Houston, Auburn, and Florida. Here's what you do. Go to the WTMJ Facebook page. You can find our content and post the 4 teams you think will be left. And if you are the winner, we've got food for you, courtesy of our friends at Palermo's. 10 free Palermo's pizza coupons. I don't know if that's pizza for a year. That's like pizza for a month in the Matzek household. We just love Palermo's that much more. Visit the WTMJ Facebook page, and you can take part in this contest. It's a lot of fun. All the information is right there. We've even made it easy for you, right, Gina? We've got a keyword set up for this. Keyword pizza. Real simple. If you text the word pizza to our talk and text line, we will send you the link right to the Facebook page back to your mobile device. It's that simple. You pick the 4 teams remaining, and you could have pizza courtesy of Palermo's. 10 free coupons. Meanwhile, I'm going to give this one to my friend Jessica. Stuffed crust for you.
Oh, thank you.
Tonight. There you go. From me to you. 12:16 on WTMJ.
When your car or truck needs service, you should take it to a specialist. I'm Jim Token, president of the Auto Dealers Association of Metro Milwaukee. At a member, new car dealers have factory warranted parts, the latest diagnostic equipment, and certified manufacturer technicians. Plus, their prices are as low or lower than independent shops, even on routine things like oil changes and tire service. Knowing all that, why would you ever consider going anywhere other than an Adam member dealer?
Lake Geneva is the Midwest's premier golf destination, featuring breathtaking views, crystal clear lakes, and rolling fairways. Treat yourself to an all-inclusive golf getaway with courses designed for all skill levels, luxurious lodging, distinctive dining, and a relaxing spa. Plan a Lake Geneva group golf outing, a corporate event, or a weekend getaway with friends or family. Their pros will help you plan a memorable golf experience. For info on courses and more, visit lakegeneva.com today. Lake Geneva, it's always been the place for legendary golf.
46 degrees, plenty of sun today. Clouds might roll in a little bit later on. Tonight, mainly clear and a low of 29. Tomorrow, back into the mid-40s. Chance of rain in the morning on Thursday, a high of 54. Friday's high, 65, but you could experience some showers, maybe some storms. We'll keep an eye on that. It's 40 and sunny in Milwaukee at 12:17.
It's Tech Tuesday with ABC News technology reporter Mike Dubusky.
We're not sure if he will be a judge in the upcoming AI beauty pageant, but he is our guest every Tuesday on Tech Tuesday.
The latest and greatest in the world of tech.
Tesla's next product, they call it a robo-taxi. These are AR glasses. They're called simply the Frame.
On Wisconsin's Midday News.
Time for Tech Tuesday, our weekly check-in with ABC News technology reporter. It's our friend Mike Dubusky. Hey, Mike.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Doing well. So Tesla remains in the news. Most recently, yesterday, here in the state of Wisconsin, Tesla, in short, is trying to open up dealerships in Wisconsin. There are laws in Wisconsin that prohibit them from doing so. They have a couple of service centers. They want to convert them into dealerships, and this is sort of an ongoing story. That's one aspect of that story. The Tesla sell-off is happening. There's vandalism with Tesla stores and the individual vehicles. The vehicle has become politicized due to Elon Musk's connection with Donald Trump. And now YouTubers are subjecting Teslas to a Looney Tunes-inspired test? Can you walk me through this?
Yes. So you guys remember the old Roadrunner cartoons with Wile E. Coyote, where the Roadrunner would, paint a tunnel on the side of a cliff, and then Wile E. Coyote would run right into it? Remember this sort of iconic cartoon?
Yeah, then an anvil would fall on his head or something?
Yeah, generally speaking, Acme was involved. Yeah, that whole idea. Well, Tesla owners on YouTube have been basically conducting a test inspired by that sort of false tunnel idea, where they've basically set up these big walls. They've put a big picture of the road on that styrofoam wall, and then they've sent their Teslas down the road to see if it could recognize whether it was an actual road or whether it was a fake road. One of these YouTubers is a guy named Mark Rober. He's an engineer and a YouTuber. His video on this has been viewed more than 17 million times.
Wow.
And with autopilot engaged, which is Tesla's semi-autonomous driving system, this car was not able to recognize that what it was headed towards was actually a wall, and it crashed right through it. Now, it was a very popular video, but some have called into question some aspects of it. Namely, given there was an interior video being played, it seems like Mark Rober may have accidentally or intentionally deactivated autopilot right before the car hit the wall, not in enough time for the car to do anything about it necessarily. But even still, that was an aspect of this test that people have called into question. In addition to that, autopilot is just one tier of the semi-autonomous driving technology that Tesla offers. The more advanced version is called full self-driving, which, despite its name, is still a semi-autonomous driving system. Other YouTubers, including Kyle Paul, have tried to replicate this test using that more advanced full self-driving system. One slightly older version of the software did not detect the wall, also crashed right through the styrofoam, but a newer version did, and that was installed on a Cybertruck with more advanced, more modern Tesla hardware, and that seems to indicate, guys, that Tesla engineers may be making some progress on this front. But one thing is for certain, cars equipped with more sophisticated LiDAR or radar systems are pretty reliable in this regard. They don't rely on cameras alone like Tesla does. They rely on these sort of small radio and light waves bouncing back off of things in their environment, largely considered to be a more sophisticated system, but also a more expensive one, and it's one that Teslas don't currently have.
Well, I was not expecting the Looney Tunes inspired test today, but here we are, and it is very interesting. As long as we have you, I also wanted to ask about, I know this week lawmakers are working on some major changes to an influential piece of tech legislation, Section 230. A lot of people don't know what that is. What is Section 230?
Yeah, it's a hugely important piece of legislation that is part of the 1996 Communications Decency Act. And many people refer to this as the 26 words that changed the internet. So what is it? It's Section 230 is this law that protects tech companies from content that gets posted on their platforms. So you think about Facebook, which hosts billions of people worldwide, to something as small as the comment section on your favorite cooking website, right? All of those are tech platforms. And if you were to go on Facebook and post a chocolate cake recipe, for example, and I were to come and comment on that chocolate cake recipe and say, this recipe is actually poisonous, don't eat it. Well, you could sue me for libel or defamation if you so chose, but you could not sue Facebook, right? The platform is protected in that regard. And you talk to legal experts and you talk to tech companies and they say, this is what has allowed the modern internet to flourish, right? That has given us this way of communicating in a fast, yes, occasionally contentious, but ultimately beneficial way online. That, however, does not mean that Section 230 is beloved. As you referenced, lawmakers are reportedly working on legislation to reform Section 230. Both sides of the aisle have voiced complaints with this particular law, with conservatives saying that tech companies have used Section 230 to over-police content on their platforms to silence conservative voices, while Democrats argue pretty much the opposite, that these tech companies aren't doing enough to take down dangerous or misleading content on their platforms. Both sides of the aisle do seem to agree that reforming Section 230 in some way is the way to address those concerns. The Information is a tech publication, and they are reporting that we could get a look at this legislation before the end of the week. That legislation in question would essentially give an expiration date to Section 230 at 2027, where it just snaps out of existence, and then tech companies would have to deal with all manner of new litigation and lawsuits that they would potentially be on the hook for, given how much content is posted online. People say that's going to radically reshape how we think about communicating online, which is largely seen as incentive for these tech companies to come to the government before 2027 and negotiate different ways to reform and address the various concerns that lawmakers have around Section 230.
Interesting stuff. ABC Tech reporter, it's Mike Dubusky joining us here. Mike, we always appreciate the check-in. Hey, don't forget to do your taxes, by the way. Increasingly, a number of people are not doing their taxes. We talked to Jim Ryan earlier. He has already filed, Mike. Make sure you file your taxes.
I'm in the process. I gotta say, yeah, it's a long process, but we're working on it. So,
you seem like the kind of guy that could develop your own software to do taxes.
I'm not going to be on the hook for that. I don't know if I trust my software writing expertise enough necessarily to trust it with my taxes just yet, but I appreciate the vote of confidence.
Fair enough. Good stuff, Mike. We'll check in again next week.
All right, take care, guys. Bye.
Coming up during our next half hour, we're going to be talking about this ad that I feel like is going to go viral. If you haven't seen it yet, you're going to see it soon. It's airing in the Madison area, and let's just say it's pandemonium.
1225 on WTMJ.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guests, Gadish Foundation and CertaPro Painters. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzek, and the tournament cranks back up on Thursday. Where you got to be? Potawatomi Sportsbook. I'm telling you, if you missed out during the first couple of rounds, you missed out on incredible energy at Potawatomi Sportsbook. It is the place to watch the tournament, no doubt. College basketball's best will be on display, and you should be there watching the games on that 2,000-square-foot video wall. 2,000 square feet. Amazingly, it's curved on either side. But looking straight on, you can't tell that it's curved. I've never seen anything quite like this. It's a sight to behold, the video wall. And the comfortable furniture, the great restaurant, the full-service bar, the VIP deck, you name it. They have made this place a sports watcher's paradise. If you love sports, love watching sports, head out to Potawatomi Sportsbook and enjoy all of the energy associated with college basketball. High-flying action, sports betting kiosks, drink specials, and more. It really is a paradise for sports fans. Bet above the rest and do it at Potawatomi.
Healthy joints, healthy lifestyle. Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Arthritis, injuries, wear and tear, common joint issues that keep you from doing what you love. At OAW, a visit to the doctor doesn't always mean surgery. Everyone is different. Surgeons, nurses, physical therapists work together to come up with a plan for you. Maybe it's PT, medication, injection, and if you do need surgery like I did, you know you're in the best of hands. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. Book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
You've got several kids, or your job and other commitments keep you buried with work.
Meanwhile, the clutter is piling up at home. How can people stay tidy when their lives are in chaos?
We have a solution to help you chase away the chaos.
Yes. He's Dan, and I'm Katie. Together, we're Inspired Closets.
Our team at Inspired Closets can more than double your closet storage space via gorgeous closet renovations.
And our true lifetime warranty makes it a no-brainer. Get started today at InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
Inspired Closets.
A wife and husband team.
And now, about your house. It's your house, and it's your yard, and all your stuff and your people and their stuff are there. You only leave it for vacations, short vacations, right? Here's some insight from my friend Eric Brown, president of Outdoor Living Unlimited.
You're on a vacation and absolutely loving your short-term hangout. The pool, the patio, the outdoor bar, the fire pit, the lights, the music, everything. This is a good life. However, it's exactly what a vacation is, short-term. 1 week and you're headed back home, only to hope you can hit repeat 51 weeks later. Outdoor Living Unlimited is the company to recreate that amazing vacation feel in your very own backyard so you can experience that vacation all year. Outdoor Living Unlimited uses your vacation ideas as well as any other pictures, videos, thoughts, and stories you can share to produce a design that will fit your backyard, your lifestyle, and your dreams. Still need ideas? Go to Outdoor Living Unlimited's Instagram page for even more ideas, pictures, and videos. It's as easy as a phone call to start, and Outdoor Living Unlimited can begin putting together a design that starts with the deck and leads to an outdoor kitchen and fire pit. Let us add a screen room with a heating element so you can enjoy Wisconsin's outdoors longer. You can still plan that one-week vacation. Let Outdoor Living Unlimited design and build your favorite 51-week destination.
At Outdoor Living Unlimited, the concept is staycation. A great new deck, a patio leading to your in-ground pool with the outdoor kitchen along the way. Sit in the shade of the automated pergola. No bags to pack, no airport, and it's always there for you. See Outdoor Living Unlimited's Instagram page or see it all displayed for you inside at Outdoor Living Unlimited's Outside In showroom in Waukesha. OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Wisconsin's Morning News is here for you every weekday morning starting at 6 a.m. Vince Petrano.
Milwaukee Public Schools begin the week with more lead remediation, a new superintendent, and a court-ordered deadline.
Eric Billstad.
March in Wisconsin means snowfall and wildfires can happen just days apart.
And traffic with Debbie Loziga.
We've got eastbound 94 closed in Jefferson County.
The news you need to know. Wisconsin's Morning News on WTMJ.
It's 12:30. I'm Greg Matzek. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Tuesday, March 25th. Your top story, entering a plea for child abuse.
I'm Jessica Tighe. New leadership for Wisconsin women's basketball.
Sun and clouds today, a high of 46 degrees, mostly clear tonight, and some frost, a low of 28. Wednesday's high, 47 under partly cloudy skies. Mid-50s the high on Thursday, chance of rain. Bigger chance of rain on Friday with a high of 65. 40 and sunny in Milwaukee.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. The White House pushing back on criticism over the military operations group text with high-level defense and intel cabinet members that accidentally included a journalist on that chat. But at an intel hearing today, Senate Democrats blasting the security breach, saying sharing real-time information about the U.S. strikes on Houthi rebels put U.S. military personnel in harm's way. ABC's Louis Martinez is at the Pentagon.
You heard many Democratic senators ask them very precisely, do you characterize whether target information, whether timing information of a potential strike is classified or not? And you got some very fuzzy answers. But I think when you talk to military officials here at the Pentagon, the answer you're going to get is yes, that is classified information.
The conference board showing consumer confidence has dropped to a 12-year low due to concerns over tariffs and economic uncertainty. And it's a code red day for air quality in North Carolina as fire crews continue to battle those wildfires. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News time is 12:31. Pleading not guilty after throwing a baby off a second-story balcony. 31-year-old Jermaine Island is charged with felony child abuse and battery. Court records show that Island was arguing with his wife's daughter about why the 1-year-old was crying, which led to a physical altercation where he grabbed the child by the neck and threw the baby off the balcony 16 feet to the ground. Cash bond is set for $15,000. Island due back in court April 17th.
Milwaukee police released the body camera video from an officer-involved shooting in early March. That shooting left one person dead.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired!
Officers responded to an afternoon call about two people trying to enter a business near 32nd and Villard on Milwaukee's northwest side. They located the suspects near 37th and Lancaster along the train tracks. After failing to obey police commands to drop their weapon, an officer fired, killing a 41-year-old man. A 34-year-old man was arrested and treated for injuries.
Decision Wisconsin today marks 1 week until the spring election. In-person absentee voting is underway, with Thursday being the last day to request an absentee ballot. You can register to vote in person at your local clerk's office until Friday or at your polling place on Election Day. Just bring a photo ID and proof of residency. Election Day is Tuesday, April 1st.
Wisconsin's sub-minimum wage could be hurting the restaurant industry. Sub-minimum wage is when those who work for tips make less than the minimum wage. President of the nonprofit, One Fair Wage.
Our research shows 2/3 of tipped workers in America don't even earn enough to pay federal income tax. But for the overwhelming majority of tipped workers, what they want, what they've been asking for decades, is a full livable minimum wage with their tips on top of that.
Wisconsin's sub-minimum wage is $2.33. Just 7 states enforce a regular wage for tip workers. That includes Minnesota.
Well, Wisconsin women's basketball has a new head coach, Robin Pinkston.
Pinkston spent the previous 15 seasons leading the University of Missouri to a 250-218 record. Her last appearance in the NCAA tournament with the Tigers was in the 2018-19 season. The hire comes after the resignation of Wisconsin head coach Marissa Mosley following a 13-17 campaign. The Badger women have not made the NCAA tournament since their first-round exit in 2010 and have recorded 14 straight losing seasons. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 12:34.
Be our eyes on the road. See something out there that I should know about?
On 894 North, just before the National Avenue exit, the right lane is closed. There's a medical emergency, it looks like.
Call me, Debbie Lazaga, on the WTMJ traffic tip line, 414-238-9329.
Hello, Debbie. 41 South, just before Capitol Drive. There are 2 cars involved in an accident.
The drive affects you. Why not be part of it? Give me a call, 414-238-9329.
The Lifetime Door Free Garage Door Contest is almost over. Time is running out to win a brand new garage door from Lifetime Door. Absolutely free. This contest ends March 31st. Don't miss the chance to win a stunning, high-quality garage door that will boost your home's curb appeal and values. Entering is easy. Text GARAGE to the WTMJ Talk and Text line, or just go to WTMJ.com and the entry form is on the very front page. It's just that simple. For contest rules, visit our website, WTMJ.com.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports desk. Spring training is over. The Brewers finished the Cactus League season with a record of 16-14. It's off to New York for the most of the roster.
7 of our top 13 pitchers will not be going to New York. Well, there's 9 pitchers hurt, and maybe 2 of them will not be back for the season. But the other 7 will be back at some point, and that's what's crucial for us.
Brewers manager Pat Murphy. The regular season begins Thursday against the Yankees, and the Bucks wrap up a 5-game road trip Wednesday night in Denver against the Nuggets. Bucks begin the day in 5th place in the Eastern Conference playoff race with 11 games to play.
Checking out the roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time super traffic. Grab the sunglasses, turn up the tunes, and enjoy the ride. No crashes to report on this Tuesday afternoon.
Nice weather for driving, up to 46 today. Lots of sun, some clouds could roll in a little bit later on. Overnight low of 29 degrees. Tomorrow back into the mid-40s. Rain chance, a slight one on Thursday with a high of 54. More likely on Friday with a high of 65. 40 and sunny in Milwaukee at 12:37. Well, one of the great sporting events of the calendar year is on the horizon. Yes, we're living through the NCAA tournament right now. Opening day is on the horizon, too. Thursday, the Brewers get rolling against the Yankees. And then there's this. Now, can't you just picture yourself at Augusta National with a pimento cheese sandwich? The azaleas are popping, right? The humidity is just what you want it to be. It's 80 degrees.
The grass is so green.
Is there any property in America that looks better on television than Augusta National, where the Masters is held?
No, but I always like TPC at Deer Run for the John Deere Classic.
That's a fun tournament. Well, Masters Week is on the horizon, and a pair of junior golfers from Wisconsin will represent the state and the Midwest in the finals of the annual Drive, Chip, and Putt competition. This is a great initiative that helps promote junior golf around the country. The competition will be televised. It'll be on the Golf Channel April 6th in conjunction with Masters Week. So when all the best players in the world show up at Augusta, these junior golfers are going to be there as part of Masters Week competing for the title. The Wisconsin representatives are 15-year-old Abigail Henriksen of DeForest and 15-year-old Jared Romano of Darien, two of the 80 golfers vying for the title at perhaps the most iconic and exclusive golf club in America. This is amazing stuff, and Jared Romano joins us on the line right now. He is going to Augusta. He will have a club inside the ropes, chipping onto greens that the pros play. Jared, this is really cool stuff. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, this is pretty amazing, right? As a 15-year-old, you grow up, you like to play golf, and all of a sudden you've got this amazing opportunity. How did you qualify to become a finalist in one of the 80 that will give this thing a shot?
Well, I mean, I've been doing drive, chip, and putt for a while now. So when I was 9 years old, but it took a lot of practice, and it took a lot of practice, and I qualified at TPC Deer Run, and it was pretty hard because of all the pressure I was on there, and just to finally get to do it my last year was just unbelievable.
Jared, this is just so awesome. Congratulations. Take us back. How did you get involved in golf?
Well, I was 8 years old, and my dad always tried to get us out to play, me and my two older brothers. And my two older brothers really didn't care much. I mean, until one day my dad tried to get them out, and they were like, fine, we'll go out. So I tagged along with them. It was actually at Turtle Greens, this par 3 course. And that was when I realized how fun golf was. And I was like, I love this game. And then from then on, I started just hitting balls in my backyard and everything. And that's how I got into it.
So 7 years ago at Turtle Greens, a little par 3 course, 7 years later, Augusta National, the most iconic course in America. Have you wrapped your mind around the idea of, putting on the golf shoes, grabbing a club and a few balls and doing what the pros essentially will be doing?
I mean, I lay in my bed at night thinking, this is just unbelievable. I get to go to Augusta National and get to putt on the 18th green. It's just so surreal. I cannot believe it.
And Augusta National is your favorite course, so this is going to be a big moment. What's your maybe a memorable moment from the qualifiers?
Definitely. Some guy was talking to me saying how I was pretty much going to win, and I couldn't believe it because I just thought there's no way I thought there's no way. And I went over to the scoreboard, and the last kid was coming in with his score, and they were writing it down. And I could not tell you how fast my heart was beating. It was just crazy seeing me on top of the leaderboard.
Well, you earned it, no doubt about that. So can you take me through what this next week or so will be like? When do you go to Augusta? When do you arrive? How does this all work?
Yeah, so we'll be leaving for my sister Anna's in Tennessee, probably beginning of next week, and then we will drive from Tennessee to Georgia on Friday afternoon. We will get there Friday, and then we'll stay all the way up until Tuesday after the practice round, and then we'll leave to go back to Tennessee, then to Wisconsin.
Okay, Jared, what's next? What's the long game plan for you? Do you want to be a pro golfer? Is this just going to be something where you're going to be a great golfer on the weekends? What's your plan?
I mean, yes, that would be the ultimate goal, would be a pro golfer. But I mean, it's going to be hard to do that. It takes a lot of dedication, hard work, but for coming up, I would like to be have a D1 scholarship for college.
Well, keep your sights set on that. Now, tell us a little bit about the competition. It's labeled drive, chip, and putt. Will you be doing all of those things at Augusta National?
Yes, the drive, chip, and putt. So you'll be actually hitting 2 drives, 2 chips, and 2 putts instead of 3 for the qualifiers. And there's 10 kids competing in my age group, but there's very slim amount of shots, so it holds a lot of pressure on you.
Just 6 shots, right? That's all you get?
Yep, that's all you get.
I know you probably don't want to give your advice out there to the others, your competition, but how are you going out there, and are you studying what you're doing? How are you making sure that you got this?
I mean, it's just practice. I mean, just practicing all the speeds for the putting. I know because those greens are definitely going to be fast. Practicing the speeds of the greens, how to lay in the chip, and how to have that fairway finder swing at Augusta.
This is such a cool opportunity for you. Jared Romano is one of the Wisconsin qualifiers for the drive, chip, and putt finals at Augusta. He'll be one of 80 participating, and one of 2 from Wisconsin. 15-year-old Abigail Hendrickson of DeForest will also participate. It's kind of a challenging time to tighten up your game, Jared, coming off the winter. So how have you been able to practice during the Wisconsin winter leading up to this opportunity?
Yeah, well, I've been practicing at the sports court down in Illinois in Rockford, and they have an indoor driving facility and a indoor putting and chipping green. So they use turf for the putting and chipping, so it's pretty fast. So that helps with speeds and everything. But my home course, Glen Aaron, just opened up, so I've been going there a decent amount. And today I'm going to Rich Harvest Farms to practice in their indoor putting and chipping facility.
Jared, what has this competition taught you?
Definitely taught me to be patient and never give up, and definitely just because tournaments you're going through a tough round, and I've always thought, I'm not gonna finish good, no point. And I've sometimes got mad, and the drive, chip, and putt has definitely taught me to never give up because I made it on my last year. So.
That's right. 15 years old, the last year you can participate in the competition. Jared, we wish you the best of luck. We will be watching on April 6th. The finals will be televised on the Golf Channel. We'll be looking for your purple, right? Purple is what you got to wear to represent the Midwest. Is that right?
Yep, definitely.
All right, Jared. Go get it, man.
Congrats and good luck, Jared.
We'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
1246 in WTMJ. Here is a true fact. I will likely never get a chance to play Augusta National, right? Likely never. The only way that I could see it possibly happening is covering the event.
Sure.
Which is not easy to do. If I need a credential for a Brewers game, I just send an email or I fill out a little thing online and I'm good to go. To do it for Augusta, for the Masters, I tried this. I mean, you got to put like a book together.
Really?
To send to them.
What do you all have to send?
Your history of covering golf, your any majors that you've been to, recent, like 5-year snapshot, articles that you've written, things that you've done online, podcasts, followers.
Ooh, I like it.
It was intense. I submitted all this and got rejected.
Oh, how long ago was that?
This
that you
about
tried?
4 years ago, and I put together a really nice. I thought it was really good.
Was it one and done, or did you try again?
I did not try again.
You had all the stuff though. You'd already done the work. I would have tried one more time.
Maybe I should have, perhaps.
Okay.
But one of the perks for covering the event is that media get put into a lottery.
Oh, not a pimento sandwich?
No, well, maybe you can buy one of those for $2.50. But media get put into a lottery, and if they draw your name, you get to play Augusta National the Monday after the Masters.
Wow, how cool.
And my friend Gary D'Amato had his name drawn out of that lottery, I think, a couple of occasions. It's a 5-year period. If your name gets pulled, then you got to wait 5 years before you can enter again. But that is pretty amazing. This is hallowed grounds, and this 15-year-old, this group of 15-year-olds get to do it.
And you can tell he's so proud, and he certainly put in the work, and I hope he gets it.
Whether it's playing all 18 or just, hitting a drive on 18 and putting and chipping, it's all good. It is beautiful.
You do have, don't you? Didn't you tell me that you have like this long-standing agreement with your wife that if a friend of yours has a chance to play and can bring somebody, that you get to go?
Oh, yes.
Wasn't that Augusta?
It's a drop everything situation. Yeah. This really only benefits me. It doesn't benefit my wife or family in any other way.
Well, I hope she has something in return. Like you get that, she gets this. I don't know what this is, but...
Good question. That door is open, and I'm willing to entertain offers and ideas.
I hope she's listening.
But yes, if I get a call saying, hey, we can play Augusta, I can get us on, but we got to go right now, I have full authority and clearance to just drop everything and make that happen.
And she should have something too.
Yes, I agree. Totally agree.
Okay.
I'm very open-minded in this situation. 1248 on WTMJ.
Wherever you are in Wisconsin, there's a free and confidential Aging and Disability Resource Center, ADRC, or Tribal Partner Agency. We're here for older adults, adults with disabilities, and your families. ADRCs are a bridge to support for benefits and financial assistance, transportation, in-home care, and more. Get to know your local ADRC and connect with resources today. Call toll-free 1-844-WIS-ADRC or go to findmyadrc.org. Paid for by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Hey, I want to tell you about my friends at Gruber Law Offices. It really is a one-call-that's-all situation if you've been hurt in an accident. You make a call to Gruber. They focus on the legal aspect. You focus on healing. It's what they've been doing for 40 years in the community and giving back to the community. Priorities for Gruber. Visit gruber-law.com. Connect with this family-owned business. They are one of the largest personal injury firms in the Midwest, and they get results that speak for themselves. They've been doing it, like I said, for 40 years. Locally known, nationally recognized. Visit gruber-law.com. Call 414-276-6666.
Vince Vitrano for Connect Chiropractic. Winter shoveling, hibernating, being a couch potato. Chiropractic can help bring back your energy. Headaches, neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain. How quickly you can see results will vary from person to person, but time and repetition is key to staying on the right track. No twisting, no cracking, no popping. At Connect Chiropractic, they use an instrument called the Integrator that allows them to be gentle and specific with all their adjustments. New location coming soon to Oak Creek. Get started at goconnectchiro.com.
You only get one chance to make a first impression, and that goes double for your home listing, because that's how you're going to get the most value. By having a customized marketing plan specific to your property with professional photos, global marketing, and the built-in experience that Century 21 Benefit Realty has brought to the table since 2004. And being joined with Century 21 just makes all of the above stand out that much more. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Football fans, Verizon is giving you the chance to win the ultimate draft experience with the Road to the Draft sweepstakes. 10 lucky winners will win tickets to the first day of the 2025 draft in Green Bay, including round-trip car service from Milwaukee, hotel accommodations, plus access to the Verizon viewing zone. Don't miss your chance to win the ultimate draft experience powered by Verizon. Hurry to select Wisconsin Verizon locations to enter by April 13th. No purchase necessary to enter. Must be legal U.S. resident of Wisconsin or Illinois, age 21 years or older to enter. Void where prohibited. For official rules and full details, visit www.espnwisconsincontest.com.
Pretty nice day today. A high of 46 degrees. Plenty of sun. Overnight low of 29. Tomorrow, partly cloudy. A high of 47. Slight chance of some rain on Thursday with a high of 54. Better chance of rain, maybe some storms in the evening hours on Friday with a high of 65. 41 and full of sun in Milwaukee at 12:52.
Talk about a political ad that sticks out, and not because it's an attack ad, because Lord knows.
Yeah, I'm done with those.
Gosh, we have so many of those. Well, have you seen this? It's floating around social media right now and on the air in Madison. Madison Alderman Mike Verveer has a political ad featuring a guy in a panda suit. I mean, even if you don't have the volume on and you just have the TV on and this comes on, you're kind of like, wait, what's going on here? It makes you want to turn the volume on and see what's going on. The panda is supposed to be a voter. You really have to see it.
Well, hit up our talking text line here. It's 855-616-1620. Gina's got it playing on a loop. It is this candidate for alderman just kind of doing things, walking the streets, in parks, with a person in a panda suit.
Yeah, so here's the deal. Madison Alderman Mike Verveer has served on the Madison Common Council since the 90s, so a long time. His challenger in the race is Eli Sarofsky. And this panda, and you know what? There's also something about not just the guy in the panda suit who's supposed to be a voter, but the voice. There's something about the voice in the panda suit. So imagine, I'll play just a little bit for this for you. Imagine, as you hear this is a guy in a panda suit talking.
I vote. I always try to make an informed decision. That's why I'm supporting Mike Verveer for Common Council. Mike shares our values and gets results. He's getting more affordable housing built downtown.
So he's talking about all the things that Mike Verveer has done. The panda talks about Verveer's efforts to bring Amtrak service to Madison and to build affordable housing in the downtown area. But it's a dude in a panda suit.
Yeah, right. So I don't know. I don't know who this person is. I don't know if he's Republican or Democrat, and it doesn't matter. It made me laugh, and it's funny. And it is about what the candidate intends to do. But just think about all the political ads where you see the politician, whoever's running for whatever office, sort of like walking down the street or greeting kids and shaking hands with families and, standing in a park and talking to somebody, maybe walking the dog. Well, it's that, but every one of these scenes has a life-size, it's like a panda mascot walking with this person running for Common Council.
And the Madison Alderman says he wants this ad with the voter in the panda suit to counter all the negative ads that are out there, including the race for Wisconsin Supreme Court, because
they're terrible.
Right now we're seeing a lot of those ads. Of course, the election coming up on April 1st, so it's going to be here before you know it. But I think it's smart of the campaign. I mean, it cuts through the clutter of everything else that's out there. I mean, don't you often, at some point, I think people just silence in their heads the attack ads. You see it, and you don't even pay attention to it anymore because you've heard so many of them. People are so tired of them. So I think this is smart. It grabs your attention. You're like, what's going on? And you want to hear about it.
Yes, I don't like sitting down to watch the NCAA tournament and then hearing about rape kits and what a child molester did. Or you know what I mean? It's like enough of that, enough of it. But yes, it's
Panda Guy. Yeah,
give me more Panda Guy. I'll take Panda Guy. Give me more Panda. Really, anything with mascots or animals, I'm kind of in for. Like I like that in commercials.
I wonder where they got that panda suit and how much it cost to rent.
I could find one on Amazon, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one, though. It's a pretty good one.
Definitely breaks through the clutter. 12:55 on WTMJ. We have Spanning the State coming up. We'll grab the news here in just a few minutes. Enjoy the rest of your day. Keep in mind, Brewers baseball Thursday. Right around this time on Thursday, we'll be getting you set for Brewers and Yankees. Enjoy the rest of your day on WTMJ.
Gruber Law Office's Thanalysis Live is back. March 29th at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Join Thanasis Adetokunbo for a live show that's sure to entertain like none other. Last year, it was a surprise appearance from ESPN's Stephen A. Smith. You never know what Thanasis has planned for 2025. Get your tickets to Thanalysis Live.